Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. So in this lesson we're picking up exactly where we left off in the last video, and in the last video we expanded the void update code for charging the special move, and now we're moving into this function, the enumerator special move 1. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come below the timer and pause button, and I'm just going to comment out all that code. Now don't worry, we will be reusing some of this code, but I just want them commented out by now. So please take note of how I'm commenting them out after the pause, calling the pause function, but after this close bracket, but before the yield return null line. We must have that line, as an enumerator must return a value even if that value is null, so just be aware of that. And we're actually going to begin by coming back to the void update. So I'm going to come here, and this code needs to come before these blocks of code here, and I'm going to use if open and close brackets, inside the brackets underscore button combination progress is greater than 0. So let's put that into the comments. If button combination is greater than 0, we'll just return, we'll close the line off, and we'll put that into the comments, then do nothing and return as we normally do. And that's because as soon as we increase the counter, this code no longer needs to be read because it's moving into this function. So this is just a little bit of optimization and helps to avoid any glitches. So now we're going to come into the first if block for position, so it's less than opponent's position, and we're going to come to if charge special move equals 0 and this code, once we're inside the brackets, this code must come first, so just be aware of that. So we're going to say if open and close brackets underscore button 2 is less than or equal to minus 0.2f, and we'll return. Let's put that into the comments. So if, and I'll use the naming convention, button 2 is less than or equal to 0.2f, and again the normal comment for the return. So why do we do this? Well, when you charge special moves, so in our case we charge special move by holding backwards. I know some fighting games have charge move where you press down to charge the move, and you normally have to do that for a certain amount of seconds. So in our case it's 2 seconds, but you don't want to be counting exactly 2 seconds. So fighting games allow you to keep charging as long as you're pressing whichever direction is required, and that is what this if block does. So basically, if we're this could be written as if we're still charging the special move by holding down the button, even though the value is 0 and it can't go on any lower, we'll return rather than start coroutine, but we'll say else, and we'll open and close brackets. So else basically says now if we're no longer holding the button, we need to do something else. So we're going to say if open and close brackets, button combination progress is greater than 1, into the comments is greater than 1, we'll make it equal 1. Now obviously it can go higher, but not while we're in the void update. Once it gets to a different value, 2, we're already in this function, and because of this if block, none of this is being read down here, so this line won't affect us. But I've put it in because I was suffering from an occasional glitch with the game that caused the counter to count too high too quickly, so this just fixes that issue. We'll create an if open and close brackets, button combination does not equal 0, we'll return. We don't want to be starting the coroutine or trying to start it more than once. And we're going to cut both the coroutine, start coroutine, and we'll paste that in. The button combination progress counter just below those 2 if blocks we've just created, and inside this else with the brackets. So let's now have a look at the charge special move. So let's now come here. What do we need? We'll need brackets to start with. We're going to have more than one line. We're going to say if open and close brackets, button combination progress is greater than or equal to 1. So let's put that into the comments. Is greater than or equal to 1. To be honest, we shouldn't really need the greater than symbol. We could just do if it's not equal to 1, but I'll do it this way. We'll return, we'll put, then do nothing and return. So if our count has increased to 1 and we've moved into the enumerator, we don't need to do anything else, but, and I'm going to cut the reset line, if it's not equal to or greater than 1, then we need to reset because the player's charged the move but is not trying to actually do the special move. So, and apologies for the noise outside, it is extremely hot where I am at the moment. And I do live in the north of England, which is cold 11 months out of the year, so yeah. I'm not used to it, so unfortunately all the windows are open, but hopefully we won't get too much interruption. If you notice that hanging, that actually does not occur when I build the project. I think it's just because I'm doing the recording as well. So yes, if you're aware of that. So let's now check. In fact, let's come to the console. So if we move now into the enumerator, we will know, because these functions will be called, did we put... No, we've got no debug logs, but you should be able to see it by timer, button, complete button combination and pause functions. So keep an eye on all the values. By all means, you know, you might have to just go back a bit and watch this part of the video more than once, but let's test this out. So if we charge special move and we stop, the charge special move goes back to its default, ready to be charged again. The button combination progress still equals 0, which is correct. So let's come back, and if I keep holding back the charge special move, well, nothing happens. It stays charged up. Let me do that again. I'll move a bit closer. So you notice how the zeros is counting down to 0, charge special move, and it stays like that while I'm holding the button. But as soon as I release back, the timer and pause default functions kick in, and that gives me time to press another button, else it sets it back to the default, which is all correct and all great. So let's stop that there. So we're looking, we don't need to put this in more than once. And let's now come to the second function. So charge special move double equals 0. And I'm going to copy all the code here inside the charge special move brackets. Let's just paste that in. So in this case, we just need to change, if button 2 is still less than or equal to minus 0.2, we need to change that to greater than or equals 0.2 without the minus. So let's just change that. Change the comments. And I've just noticed I didn't put minus in the comments there, so let's just come back and do that. We're starting coroutine, that's all good. And what we're going to do is I'm going to copy all of this, including the brackets, and I'm going to paste it over this line. And that's all we need to do, obviously, if the player and opponent have swapped sides. So let's just check all the values. They should be all correct. -2, minus, greater than, all here. The button combination progress is the same. So let's save that off. We'll leave it here for this video. And in the next video, we'll start modifying this code. We're now moving into this function, and we at least have the timer and pause functions working. And now we need to get in the rest of the button progress. So As I said, I'm going to leave it here, but I want your comments, please, because obviously fighting games, all characters have different special moves. So I'm going to do one more for the black robot, so there'll be 3 special moves which we'll cover in the videos. Now, do you want to watch me create special moves for all the robots, or do you feel capable and happy to create different special moves using the code we've already done? So I'm basically asking if you want me to cover all the special moves for all the characters in the videos, or to leave you to it. I will do whichever one gets the most votes, so please do leave a comment on what you prefer. Obviously, even if I did them all in videos, I would break them up between doing other things, so it didn't get too boring. But just let me know, and I'll be happy to do whatever the majority wants. So, as always, thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you next time, and until then, as always, bye for now.